I went into the Army right out of high school. I graduated and went right into the Army that fall. I wanted to go into engineer demolition, but they didn't need engineers, they needed medics, which is kind of funny because I almost didn't graduate because I was flunking a anatomy and physiology class, and then a year later the Army made me a medic. So I went through basic training, went through medical training at Fort Sam Houston, Texas. About that time, there's a lot of Special Forces guys coming back from Vietnam. So they had kind of a glut. So a lot of us that were brand new got transferred to other units like the 82nd Airborne Division. I was with the 82nd for probably a year, and then I volunteered for Vietnam. This was when the Cambodian invasion was going on, and they needed people right away, so we went right out to our units. It was an infantry company, A Company, 4th of the 23rd, 25th Infantry Division. I volunteered to be a medic on the dust-off helicopters. And that was, we would go and pick up wounded right off the battlefield and bring them treat them on the way and bring them right into the hospital.
This is Rebel 6, request dust-off. Dust-off, over. This is Rebel 6, request dust-off. Request dust-off.
Roger, we have purple smoke. Is that affirmative?
We had some pretty scary moments, sure. Those dust-off pilots were just tremendous. They'd bring those helicopters into areas that you just couldn't imagine. Sometimes I think about it and I go, wow, did I really do that? I was in charge of all the medical care for these 120 guys. So I made house calls every day, unlike medical people. Now I checked every guy in the company every day to make sure that their feet were okay. It was just one of the things you did.
So do you have a day during your service in Vietnam that you consider maybe your luckiest day?
September 8th, 1970. It's almost like a second birthday. We were ambushed. I got blown off the top of an armored personnel carrier. And I came to and I was laying in some high grass and I had no idea exactly where I was. All I could hear was enemy fire, AKs going off. And so I was trying to figure out exactly what was going on, and I heard the grass moving behind me. And it was that armored personnel carrier that we were blowing off of. He had driven around and was coming back, and he rolled right on top of me. And I tried to scramble out from underneath it, and the track pinned me down. It broke my sternum, and one of the guys that was wounded was looking for me, and he poked his head up and saw what was happening, and he yelled, and the track driver stopped. They actually fired 3 rockets at our armored personnel carrier because we were in the lead. For some reason that day I decided to ride on the right-hand side, and those rockets hit the left side, and everybody that was on the left side was wounded or killed. I was there just a whole year, and then it was a strange deal. I came off of one helicopter off of a mission, a medevac mission, a dust-off mission, and the company clerk and a few of the guys were waiting for me, and they said, "Your orders came in, sending you home." The next day I got on an airplane and flew into Fort Lewis, Washington, and was out of the Army. It was that quick.